It should say recording. Yep. We are officially recording. Welcome to another episode of Morning Roast. It has been a while. It's been at least a month. I feel like we didn't do this since, let's say, before the election. Is that right, Wold?
Yeah, well, because I had the show, and even though it was virtual, my brain couldn't focus on anything except for Anne of Green Gables. So you wrote to me being like, "Hey, want to do a show?" And I was like, "I can't do a show right now. What's wrong with you?" And then
That was the tone that I got in that email, by the way.
I'm really glad that came across because I wanted it to come across as like a gremlin who will scratch off your face. Because that's kind of my personality, like around showtime, is like I'm so happy, so disgusting, and frazzled. I love to do it, but also it's intense.
Are you sure that's like a gremlin and not maybe like a cat, for example?
I love cats, so I'm okay with it being a cat.
That's hilarious.
Well, we are joined once again by Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson, hello. Do you have a mug that you'd like to tell us about before we get started with today's topic?
I do. Look, here it is. It is green. It has a pattern. It was part of a set, but I lost the set. So now I just have a green mug with a pattern. It's
How
actually
do you lose a set of dishes?
Well, okay. I didn't lose. I gave it away.
Oh,
And the green one was the only one that I wanted to keep. And it's actually not even mine, it's my wife's. So, yeah.
Hold on. I'm having a little sense of deja vu here. Did you use this mug the last time we had you on as well? I feel like you might have.
It's my favorite mug, so I very much could have.
This sounds familiar.
This is a mug that I love. It is green. It has a pattern. Like, what else do you want in life?
Well, is there coffee in it at least, or what do we got?
I am drinking a sparkling ice.
Oh.
Out of a mug. That is
out
fancy.
of a mug.
Bold, very bold. Miss Wold, what do you have going for us in the mug department?
I might have had this cup before, but this is a tumbler that Miss Haskin got for me, and I love it, and it's filled with water because I already had my chai today, and I have to limit my caffeine because I'm pregnant. I don't want her to come out all shaky.
I guess that's reasonable.
As
a parent,
just imagine like a little infant like trembling in your arms, like, oh no, she has the caffeine.
I need the Starbucks.
Now, you said it's from Miss Haskin. Are you and Haskin still friends after her infamous exit from Eastlake?
Of course we are. We're going to chat this week. We talk all the time. I love her more than anything else. So yes, we are still very much very good friends.
I hope that's true. I mean, she does live in a different state now, but we'll get past that. So I don't know if I've used this mug before or not, but it says, I survived another meeting that should have been an email.
That's very relevant to this year.
To this year and life. I've spoken about meetings before in various platforms. I think it is really transcendent among many different industries. It's not just like the education complex. It's everything. Anybody who's ever been in a meeting knows what this feels like. So if you're somebody who's having a meeting and watching this or hosting a meeting and you're offended, I'm okay with that. I'm at peace. So enjoy.
You know, to be honest, I think all meetings should be emails. Like, what's the point of human interaction anymore? Let's just all be in our homes. Let's all just have on Netflix. Let's not talk to each other, and let's just communicate through email.
Can we take that a step further? Can we make it not homes, maybe bunkers, so there's no windows?
No! Okay, as an introvert, this is still hurting my soul. Like, there are times, especially during the winter, where I'd be like, I wish I could hibernate. I wish people didn't go out or leave their homes when it's cold and dark out. Gross. Which I kind of like being at home when the sun goes down. Like, that's been actually a really nice thing that I don't have to commute in the pitch black dark every day. But I miss people. Like, I just do. And not even necessarily like meeting up with people. I just miss going to places by myself and having people around. Like, I miss that. I do.
See, here's my thing. if I had to be outside my house, like I have my TV on now, like 24/7, and I just have like shows playing. Like, guys, I don't know if I can say this. I don't know if I'm gonna get fired by saying this, but I have like TV going while teaching. It is like it is honestly the most like fulfilling thing. Just being able to constantly have like a show on in the background. I
Isn't
feel
it
so
so
good.
nice knowing you?
Yeah, for our audience, this is not the topic that we're going to delve into. However, if you are like Mr. Richardson, I would advise maybe seeking help somewhere. Yeah.
Help?
Help. Yeah.
What? Maybe I'm just evolved, Menenberg.
think
Maybe
you
you guys
have
are
an
the lesser
addiction.
race. I'm just a higher level of thinking and brain activity than you all.
Higher?
No, it's like Brave New World. No, not Brave New World. Fahrenheit 451. That's what's going on here. You're the wife in Fahrenheit 451 who's just like in her room of TVs watching it all the time.
Troubling.
At least I'm happy.
That's
right,
like,
let's
that's
move
a
on.
tagline for the dystopia. Like, life is miserable, but at least I'm happy.
I'm glad we got you figured out there, Mr. Richardson. Let's move on to our topic of today. It is the holiday season once again, and there are so many holidays and observances and traditions. So we are going to talk a little bit about our traditional stuff, I guess. We're going to start with, what is your least favorite tradition? Let's start controversial. Why not? Least favorite tradition. Anyone have something that come to mind?
I'm trying to think.
Okay, I have one that I always hated as a kid. My family does this thing where like most families are always like, the kids wake up early and they can go downstairs and they can like, on Christmas Day, let me preface this, for Christmas, like they can go downstairs and like open their presents, but some presents are saved. My family, everyone had to wait till 9 o'clock to go downstairs, and my family, I grew up rather religious, so we had to wait till 9 o'clock, read a chapter from the Bible before going downstairs. Then we had to line up youngest to oldest. My dad had to go down first, check to see if Santa came, turn on Christmas music. Then the youngest would hold sleigh bells and jingle them as we walked down the stairs, and my dad would have to record it. All in all, it was like an hour long, like.
I must see one of these recordings.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, can we watch one of these recordings at some point, please?
I will find them. I will get them from my dad. It's like a whole thing, and all of us, by the time we're actually opening presents, are like pissed off and angry, and we're like, we just want presents. Screw religion.
Wait. For our audience, you said the procession took an hour. How many siblings do you have, and how long did the actual opening of the presents take for your family?
So I'm one of 12. Also, my parents had a thing where we could like do stocking stuff, but we had to open the presents one at a time. So literally you opened one and then you had to wait, and we had to go around and have everyone open a present, and then you could open another, and then everyone opened a present.
See, we did that in my family, but I have one younger sister.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not still opening presents from like your 8th Christmas. Like,
I know, right?
How long did it take though? Like average?
Oh, it was at least like we didn't have like Christmas brunch until like 2 or 3 p.m.
Oh.
We had, in my family, we had to do stockings, and then we had to eat breakfast, and then we had to open presents. And we also had to wait till like my mom was sitting on the couch. But I understand that now, like so she could see our faces. And I didn't mind all that. Like it was annoying when you're younger because you think it's like the longest time ever to like cook breakfast and freaking eat it, and you just want to go. But one thing that I do not like, and I am terrified that because I am pregnant with a child that someone is going to give me this, I'm not going to use it. I will regift it or I will sell it. I do not want to do Elf on the Shelf. I think it's horrible. I think it's frightening. I think it's weird. I'm really annoyed how they marketed it being like, this is an age-old tradition when it came out in 2005 or something. And I just don't want it. And I remember telling my mom, because my mom is a first grade teacher, and I said to her, I do not, when you retire, because she's thinking about retiring this year, I do not want your elf on the shelf. I do not want it. And she said, and she thought that was funny. And she's like, you know what? You guys turned out okay. I know someone else who had elf on the shelf, and their daughter sneaks out at night. And I was like, well, there you go.
Mr. Richardson, are you making a note for gift ideas for Miss Wold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know why you don't like it. It's so cute. It's like a little creepy elf that's like, I'm watching you.
And if my daughter ever comes home and goes, why don't we have an elf? Like, I was reading, like, what do parents say? And some of them say, like, oh, our cat would eat it. Or we said, Santa, you're too nice. We don't need an elf to watch you. But I think I would be honest and be like, it's a toy. It's a toy. Like, I would be that kind of parent, because I think it's just, and you see all these parents whining about it. They don't like to move it. If they forget, they're upset. All the big thing now is to stuff the poor thing in a jar and say it's quarantining. I won't have it in my home. I won't.
Taking a stand on what matters. Miss Wold 2021.
Question for both of you as future parent and parent already, even though I can't believe parent, that still blows my mind.
It does. A lot of people are surprised by that fact.
Yeah. How are you guys handling Santa in your families? Like, kind of side question. Because I remember being very distraught finding out that Santa wasn't real. And I know some parents have very hard feelings about this.
I have thoughts about this, but David, since you have children now, you can answer this first.
We haven't expressly dealt with it, because my oldest is 3.5, so he understands the concept of Santa-ish, and he's, it's pervasive in a bunch of kids shows, which I'm sure you both. Adam watches a lot of shows, so he's seen these. So it's out there. He's aware, but we're not pushing that narrative, if you will. So Santa is a character at this point in his mind. We're not going to be like, oh, what did Santa bring you? Because again, it's lying to your child, and I'm not a fan of that if I can avoid it. So that's where I'm at.
So I loved the magic of Santa. I loved the idea that someone came and magically put toys in a stocking and everything. And so I figured out that Santa wasn't real when I went to my mom's closet for a blanket, and on Christmas Eve, and I opened it up, and there was this really awesome Harry Potter castle in there, and I was so excited. And the next day it was from Santa, and I was like, oh no. And I already had doubts, but I didn't ask because I had a younger sister, and so.
And this was sophomore year of high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also looked this up. And so what some parents tell their child is there's a surprise about Santa. And if you think you know the surprise, why don't you tell me? And so that way, when they come and they say, oh, Santa isn't real, and you go, yep. And now you get to be Santa, and then doing something where they give someone a gift and they don't know, they don't get recognized for it. That's the magic of Santa, is it's about making someone happy, but not getting all the recognition for it. And so that's what I was thinking of doing, because I don't want it to be I lied to them, but I had a lot of fun with it as a kid. And so that's why I'm I don't want to not do it, because I think that's kind of sad. But also, on the other hand, I'm not going to have Santa be extravagant and give 59 PlayStation 5s. I think Santa does stockings and then 1 or 2 cool things.
Do you have 59 PlayStation 5s?
I only have 53.
Okay, that's legit.
Because some kids if Santa doesn't come or Santa doesn't bring as much, I don't want it to be that kind of thing.
That's reasonable. So one tradition I'm not a huge fan of, there's a few. Mr. Richardson mentioned the long procession of opening presents. I don't mind that so much. But my in-laws, they watch the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas every year. And I know it's a beloved classic, and it's Dr. Seuss, and it's only half an hour. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan.
It's because you are a Grinch.
I am. Thank you. I am. No, I don't know. It's not that you have to leave the room or anything. It's just It's just like I can't get into it. Like I'm not like,
woo,
the
He's too
Grinch.
unhappy.
Just Menenberg, you don't like stories of redemption or love. Like it just makes you feel all like icky inside. It's like, ew, someone like learning how to love other people.
Right.
I think it's more that I tuned out and missed the ending, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Jim Carrey version. I love the Jim Carrey movie.
It's kind of creepy.
I love it. I love that movie.
Actually, the new animation one is actually really cute too. I don't know if you've seen it.
I saw that one. That was kind of good. But so my point isn't about the individual movie. It's about the tradition of watching it every single year. So like by itself, watching it once, okay, fine. I'm not like great, but okay. I just don't need to see it every year.
I need to see so many Christmas movies every single year, and my husband now knows that, so he's gotten on board. But like, that's just what I do. I watch all of the classics, and then also now we've added to our tradition is watching the bad holiday movies.
Let's talk about the bad holiday movies.
Love them, and I don't love them because it's like, oh my God, they're so. I love to make fun of them. Alex and I sit there and we rip them apart, and it is so much fun. It is so funny how bad these movies can be. Like the one with Chevy Chase on Hulu is actually a little heartbreaking because he is dead inside in that movie and not at all like I thought it'd be like National Lampoon kind of quirkiness. No, he is not funny. He is not enjoying that. That part's a little sad, but the plot is hilarious just because the characters do things that they would never do. And I mean, it's all the same kind of stuff. They might as well just like draw it out of a hat. Like, oh, businesswoman who goes to save a Christmas tree farm. Like, falls in love. Those are the basic three things that always happen. But it is so like Blonde and Horner and I, we have like a group chat just about bad Christmas movies. And that's what we've been doing this month is watching them and like telling each other about them.
So my wife and I watched, we were given a joke gift last year of one of these Hallmark Christmas movies. And it was called The Christmas Train. Have you seen this one?
I don't think I've seen The Christmas Train.
It has one or two recognizable actors in it. We couldn't finish it. It was
some you can't. Some are so bad you cannot finish.
It would add that to your list. It is truly astounding how bad it was.
I love the ones with low budget and they're just filmed in someone's house. So funny. It's just so funny. And you think like how these actors, like I always wonder about their lives. Like when they're cast in these movies, are they pumped like I'm in a movie? Or are they just like, I'm in this movie. This movie is bad. You just gotta wonder, like, do they share it on Facebook? Do they tell their family? Or is it like a guilty thing that they never tell anyone?
To be honest, people that like get joy out of those movies, I like really like worry about their like mental and emotional state. I'm like, if something this horrible like brings you that much joy, like are you okay? Like were you loved as a child? Like
can you answer me something, Adam?
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Cats movie?
Oh, that's art. That is pure freaking art.
Consistent. I love it.
It's way better than some low budget Christmas like throwaway movie. That is people pretending to be cats. And that's about it. It's great.
Upsetting in so many ways. So let's shift gears for a moment just to maybe some non-Christmassy traditions. This is associated with Christmas, but it's not necessarily. And that's the white elephant gift exchange. You two have experienced this, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What is the best white elephant gift you can remember that either you gave or you received, or both? I have good answers for both of this.
I got once a little USB Christmas tree that could plug into your computer. It was just tiny. It was adorable. I loved it, and that was awesome. But one of my favorites that I gave away to someone who hated just random ornaments. It was a bunch of random ornaments that my mom was going to throw away, and we just like gave it it was so funny because it was just like weird, old, ugly ornaments, and he hated it. It was so funny.
Richardson, what do you got? Do you want us to come back to you?
I think once I found, like, when I was really young, I made like a snowman out of a sock. Like I filled a sock with rice, and like I tied the top, and then like I made it into like 3 sections, and it was like some janky old tube sock snowman out of rice. And I found it, and I gifted it in a white elephant, and it was like, now looking back, I'm like, I cannot believe I gave that away and someone took it, but they thought it was hilarious. So I'm like, great.
So that brings up an interesting point. So like, again, in-laws and other white elephants I've been a part of, there's 2 schools of thoughts on how to do this. And one is what you two are talking about, like this is kind of a joke, right? It's something you don't really want, it's funny, whatever. But then there's the other one, like, oh, we want this. And so the messaging gets confused sometimes when my in-laws, we do the white elephant every year. And some people are like my wife and I, we're like, let's do the funny gift. And then everyone else is like, oh, that's a really cozy blanket. Or, this is I'm like, come on, people. What are we doing here?
You have to make it clear, because Alex's family, they also call it white elephant, but they mean like nice gift. And
like,
that's
it's just a gift exchange. It
is, but they call it white elephant. I'm like, that's not okay. But I would, growing up, I had a lot of Christmas parties where it was like a low budget, like definitely under 20 for both gifts. And like the white elephant, we were encouraged to like bring something that you already had in your house, but it would be like a regular gift exchange, or it'd be like something nice. And then the white elephant, that would be a joke. And the white elephant was so funny. Like no one really wanted, like sometimes people wanted stuff. Like I remember there's a fish bottle that was kind of cool. And those are, it's fun. Like, and sometimes it
should be
so quirky. It's good.
Okay. I got 2 gifts that I want to talk about for a second. Sorry, Mr. Richardson. So one I received, and that is this large ladle. Yeah, I've had this for probably 14 years. It's from Africa, and it is my cauldron spoon. It was one of the most coveted white elephant gifts in the exchange that year, and I'm very proud of this one. I didn't give it; I got it.
Do you just keep that by your desk, like all the time?
Well, yeah. So we do Macbeth in my class, and so there's like witches, and they do a cauldron. So it's also just important to have in life, I think. No.
Yeah. It's not weird at all that you have a huge spoon by your desk.
Envy, just envy. Okay, Richardson. The other thing that I gave that I still think is one of the better ones, my roommate and I at the time, this is years and years ago, we took our camera and did some like, what would we call it? Like a boy band album cover photo shoot. And we blew up 8x10s of ourselves and framed them and signed them. And that was our white elephant.
Ugh.
That's
of course it was.
Something. What's up with you and boy band stuff, Menenberg?
Hilarious. It's just funny. It's funny.
He loves boy bands.
I do. I'm a fan. I am a huge fan. I like them all, especially the worst ones, whoever they are. Who are Are there boy bands now? I'm out of touch. Is Justin Bieber?
There was One Direction, but I think they broke up.
I mean, K-pop bands are huge, and those are like, there are boy band K-pop bands that are really big.
Okay. So. But what were you going to say before I derailed you with my spoon?
I finally remembered a really funny one that I got, and it's not like the gift isn't funny; it's just situationally rather funny. So, as you might know, I don't really drink alcohol, but one year in a white elephant gift exchange, I ended up with a gift that was like the biggest box of boxed wine that you can buy at a store. And it was like 2 people needed to lift this box of boxed
I don't know if that's classified as alcohol. I'm sure it was
fermented grape drink. Fermented grape.
And I didn't know what to do. Like, we didn't know what to do with it. So we just like put it in the back. Like, someone else was like, yeah, I'll take it. And I'm like, what are you going to do with this much boxed wine? And they're like, oh, I have a long night ahead of me. And I'm like, okay, like, good for you. Like, that's your choice. But it was just funny. Like, that was what I got. And so I left with nothing because I don't drink. So
that's a good one.
That's a sad story, I think. Is your friend okay?
A straw, like a large straw?
No, it came with like what I did get is it came with like a few bag of like like a bag of like a few nice chocolates. So like I ate the chocolates, but I'm like, what would anyone do with this much boxed wine? Like, I didn't know that they made it in this amount.
You're not supposed to drink it all at once. Like, it's not a juice spot.
Okay. Shifting gears again to other near coming holidays, the New Year. I think this New Year's Eve will probably be one of the biggest in recent memory because 2020 was such a dumpster fire. Let's talk about New Year's resolutions. What do y'all think about New Year's resolutions? Do you have them? Do you like them? Do you follow through? What?
Oh, I just said I swore. Is that okay? Can I swear on this show?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said they're shit and I hate them.
I used to I used to do them at like November, but I used to like make some sort of goal. Like a couple years ago, I wanted to run a 5K, so I did the hot chocolate 5K. Last year, I did the base to space. This year, I wanted to spend more quality time at home. I swear to God, that was my resolution.
Oh, man.
So you have to be careful about what you want because, good Lord, it could happen. And I need to
awesome.
I need to make I want 2021 to be full of adventures, and I want to see my friends, and I want to go to places that isn't just downstairs of my home. Like, I need to undo what I think I have done. And so I think I don't know what to make for my resolution because I want to see people, but also I'm having a daughter. And so I think my resolution is just to prioritize family and also say no to things because I've been really for the past couple of years, I mean, my whole life, it feels like it's just say yes, don't lose an opportunity, say yes, take it, do it. And the past couple of years, I've had to be oh, okay, I can't say yes to everything. What can I cut away? What can I get rid of? And so I think having such a major life change is really going to make me be okay, what's important? And I think with 2020, the good thing is you can tell who your real friends are because they have reached out and you have wanted to reach out to them and you miss them. And there are some people who you don't really see and it's okay. And so that's I love nothing.
I could go the rest of 2021 without seeing your face, Menenberg, and I would be so happy.
That means a lot.
I love New Year's because my husband and I, our tradition ever since we got married was to get a live lobster and to boil it and then make homemade macaroni and cheese on the side. So we have lobster and macaroni and cheese for dinner, and it's the best thing ever. I love it. And almost every year I fall asleep around 9 o'clock, so we haven't seen fireworks or done anything, but it's fun.
Did you see the Mariah Carey lip sync botch a few years back? Did you see that one?
I think so, yeah.
I adored that video.
That was a classic.
Yeah, instant classic. Can I just say though, Kate, forever and always, I'll now blame 2020 on you. It's your fault.
For the record, I think that's fair. The audience heard you say that it was your wish that this happened.
Yeah,
I did. I also make a collage of my year. Everyone does it on Instagram with the top 9 or whatever. I just pick some. Well, not you, but okay. You're the exception.
You don't do most things most people do.
But if you look at my collage, at the end of 2019, I was just oh God, 2020 I'm so tired now. I miss my husband and my dog and my cat. I just want to be at home with them. I shouldn't have wanted that. And I had plans for 2020. I was going to go to Europe. And, yeah, I'm sorry. I am sorry for doing this.
Your fault.
I will undo it. I will resolve to have adventures and because I want to take my daughter out in the world and I don't want to be afraid of the virus and I want the vaccine. I really do. That's my resolution. I will get the vaccine as soon as I humanly possibly can.
Yeah.
All right then. Last thing, I know is we have a number of fun meetings to get to later today. What are you two looking forward to most about 2021? And Miss Wold, it's kind of a cliche to say the kid,
I'm so excited though, you guys. She's gonna be so little and squishy, and like I can feel her kick, and she's so wiggly, and like I'm so excited to meet her. And I was just thinking, I was like, it's not that long, and then I'm just so, like, I know everyone's like, you never sleep again, and you worry for the rest of your life, but like I'm okay.
Not
like
true.
she is gonna be awesome, and I'm so excited to meet her. But also, I really want to do live theater again. So that's what I really want in fall of 2021 is to do a live performance in the theater again.
Is there a baby registry where our audience can send you gifts?
There is actually. You can find the registry on Target, and it's a picture of me and Alex from our wedding. I thought that would be a good photo, so like both families and whatever can find us. So yeah, I am registered on Target.
Target. We'll link it later maybe or something. Mr. Richardson, what about you?
I am excited. I feel like everyone has these like cliche things like I'm gonna go and travel in 2021 or like I'm gonna go out and get out. But like I do, like my wife and I have already kind of like set some like goals of like this is kind of what we want to do in 21. This is where we want to go. And I just want to like be outside more. I feel like I'm excited. Like I know I said I hate New Year's resolutions, but I did like set like a goal for myself in the sense like I set a goal for like how many like miles I want to run in 2021 because that's something like I've been like trying to work up to do, and so like I'm excited to like get out and like do things and go and visit places. And yeah, I'm excited. And I'm also really excited for me to still stay home in 2021 and not see people. And I think that's just going to be grand. It's going to be
We'll
great.
see how long that lasts. You know, fingers crossed, I guess. Maybe we'll be back in a building at some point in time. I think we all are looking forward to that day, whether it's in 2021 or heaven forbid later. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Huge. Don't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I don't know if you know this about me, David, but I'm actually a really shy person. I'm a totally like a super shy person. I don't like people.
Well, I got that you don't like people. I picked that up loud and clear. I didn't know that you were shy. You didn't strike me as
Kate knows. So Kate, I'm a super shy person, right?
I mean, yeah, but you can act like you're not, and so you have a lot of people fooled. And so that I love at staff meetings when you get up and you talk to everyone, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Adam Richardson, and he's amazing." And then you come over to me, and you're just like, "I'm dying." I'm like, "But your smile looks great. Like you're doing great."
Take it till you make it, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. David, what's your 2021?
I agree with you. I look forward a lot to some of the things that will go back to the way things were, I guess, in terms of normalcy, I guess, being outside. But just as, you know, parents one day and not as a parent now, like just seeing my kids grow, they're experiencing so many things for the first time, like all the time. So I am looking forward to doing some more family trips this year. We haven't really been able to do much this year. So next year we're hoping to go on some, you know, bigger family trips and watch the boys kind of experience this type of thing for the first time. So we're looking forward to that. But, you know, it's hard because of what 2020 brought us or didn't bring us in some ways to make too many plans because you don't want to be like totally disappointed by Kate's choices, you know? So we're trying to temper it a little bit, but also remaining hopeful for you know, great family memories and all that other cliche stuff, I guess. More meetings. I want to go to more meetings.
Oh yeah.
Lots more.
I would like to never have to do a virtual meeting like this again.
Like this especially.
Well, and I think it's changed, like, because being at home, you could just be at home. But then with Teams, work was invading my house. It was invading, like, my free time. And people would just assume, because we have nowhere to go, that you're free at 7 at night. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to talk about anything at 7 at night. I want to be at home by myself at 7 at night. And so I'm looking forward to drawing those boundaries again, because I feel like even when you draw, like, no, I'm not going to be online, people are like, what? Why not? And it's the constant needing to be productive and be on a screen that I like not being on a screen. I like doing things and living life, and I just screens. No.
Richardson.
I think screens are nice. I mean, I don't like I said, I wish that every meeting could be an email, so I don't like meeting on screens. But you have like movies, you have TV shows, you can like honestly, I could never leave this couch again and I could just be like happy, just like living my life through a screen, like straight up like
You
nature.
have Stockholm syndrome right now. Like that's your problem. We need to get you out of your house when it's safe.
I definitely worry about Mr. Richardson. But listen, I think we're gonna have to leave it to the audience to decide this one because we're out of time. Listen, we want to hear from our audience. Best holiday traditions, worst gifts, New Year's, the whole thing. And if you could please diagnose Mr. Richardson and all of his issues that he brought up during this meeting, then let's hear those as well. In the meantime, we'll see you all next time for, I don't know who's our next guest. We'll see. It may be a surprise. You never know. But hopefully it won't be a month before we're back on. So thank you, Mr. Richardson, for joining us. As always, it has been a pleasure.
Been grand with you, Kate. Not with you, David, but it's been grand.
You had to get that parting shot in. I like it.
Yeah.
We'll see you all later.